Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the one and only. It is the Big Time Show. Once again, live and in color for a short period of time because my son got a game tonight. And I got to leave here no later than 6, probably 10 minutes after 6 or so. So, got to talk quick. Really, the only time I could do it, I may be able to probably have to split this maybe into maybe Saturday when I got a little more time to do it. But I felt like that I probably need to come on, though some people may have been waiting on to hear since we got the complete schedule now to talk about what we all see about the Dallas Cowboy schedule. And right now I'm sharing. Hope you guys would share. Hope you would hit the like button as I always ask you to. Help your boy out. Help the channel grow. We're growing together, whether you guys know it or not. Of course, I know it because I have all the statistics and all that type of stuff. And the channel is growing. People are liking it, whether it's through Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. I appreciate all of you guys that have shared to help me, and hope that you would continue to do so. Let's talk real quick about the schedule. The last time I was with you was on the ride, and that was early in the morning. Not this morning, but I believe 2 days ago. Hey, it's no place to hide. It's no place to run, no place to hide. It is what it is. What's up, Karan? What's up, Jay Bryant? What's up, brother? What's going on? We have to get it going. Let's look at this schedule real quick. Obviously, we already know what the first game is. Philadelphia. We already know that. Let me pull it up. Know the first two games. I ain't memorized it by heart yet. But let's talk. I'll do a general statement, and I'll start mine off with this. What's up, Mr. Burns? How you doing, sir? I'll start mine off with this, and that is that the schedule calls for the Cowboys to be a very physical team right from the get-go. And so all of the talk about, being, running team and a physical team, that's what we've heard all year. I mean, all off season at least. The schedule calls for that to happen, because any sign of finesse will get your brains beat out. So I like the schedule just for that. First game, Philadelphia. Second game, the Giants. 2 divisional games right off the top. 1 at home, 1 away. Chicago and Green Bay. Those are the 4. So again, Philly, the Giants, then Chicago away, and then Green Bay at the house. Well, I see really 4. All 4 of them are physical. Chicago is not explosive. They're still pretty, trying to get Caleb, Williams, the quarterback from Chicago, trying to get him going. Really not really known offensively as a really juggernaut offensively, because they're just growing. So, but the other 3 games in those first 4, the reason I'm going to say Green Bay is a physical team, because they should do that to us. They may not do it to everybody else, but they bully us. They bully us. So, and I believe Chicago is going to try to impose that as well. I don't know who their running back is, but whoever it is, because the Cowboys are not known as a real run, at least as of now. Of course, when the season gets started, we're talking maybe a whole different thing. They very well stop the run. When that time comes for this season. Traditionally, though, in the last God knows how many years, we have not been able to stop the run at all. So I would figure that we're going to get tested that way on defense. So even a team that's finesse will find a way to out-physical us at times on the line of scrimmage. So I would suppose that Chicago is trying to go and play that way as well. I know Philadelphia will. I know the Giants are going to try us that way. And then I know Green Bay for sure is going to try us that way. So at least 3 out of the 4 games going to be highly physical. That's what I like about the schedule so far. It demands that the Cowboys have to come out playing like their hair on fire. That's what I like about it, right from the top. It's not gonna take us long to figure out how physical this team will be. It's not gonna take long. The schedule is calling for it. That if you want to be a bully, you got to go on. It means too many games in a row where you got to impose it. You're going to have to impose your will on that. This is what I like about the schedule overall as well. Right after that, we got the Jets and the Panthers, both on the road. Even with teams that you don't think will be, a playoff contender, when I look at somebody like the Jets, and then I look at who their head coach is, that's Aaron Glenn. Well, Aaron Glenn don't know nothing but that way, physicality. He don't. That's all he knows. You see how Detroit's defense was flying around the ball. This is what he's gonna bring to the table. And I don't know if Justin Fields can, win a whole lot of games. I can see them running the ball a whole lot, and they're gonna be physical on defense. I would suppose they're going to try to be physical on the offensive line, but they lost a few things. Carolina would be the same way, running the ball. Bryce Young can hurt you passing the ball, but they're primarily a running team. Then when you mix in, Bryce Young can pull the ball down himself as well and run it. Of course, it's really calling for physicality. I mean, I love the schedule as far as what it's going to produce or what it should pull out of the Dallas Cowboys. I love it. As you keep going down the list, I mean, everybody's seen it by now. I mean, there's no cakewalk nowhere. I will say that part. And since I'm going that route, let me just go ahead and do it before I forget. I'm looking at this schedule. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. This, matter of fact, I'm saying, like, good Lord, this is the schedule for a 7-10 ball club. I hate to see the winners because this is not easy at all. There's no hiding spot. If you were to look at the schedule, and for those that want to follow along with me, just pull it up. I'm sorry I don't have it here. I wasn't thinking I would have it here, but I didn't do it. But after the Jets and Panther game, that's week 5 and 6. I mean, every game, with this. Well, let me just go down. After week 6, we got Washington in Dallas. That's going to be physical. You got the Broncos next week in Denver. That's going to be physical. Arizona always, for some reason, play us incredibly well. Arizona is not a good place for us. What the fortunate part for us is they finally coming to Dallas. Usually we have to go there. They come to Dallas, but we've always had problems with Arizona. Always. Then we get to bye, and then we play the Raiders in Las Vegas. That's going to be a highly physical game, too. Pete Carroll demands that out of his team. You understand? I mean, and then, of course, they got Genty, so they're going to run it. They're going to be a highly physical team. That's it. Then we play Philly in Dallas. That's going to be another physical game. Kansas City on Thanksgiving. That's going to be a physical game. Detroit. In Detroit, that's going to be physical. Minnesota in Dallas, that's going to be physical. The Chargers are after that. That's going to be physical. Jim Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh. Then we play Washington and the Giants to close out. All those are division games. That's going to be physical. So I don't, this is a 7-10 ball club with this type of schedule. And I'm saying, like, if you're going to find out real quick how physical your team really is. And I agree with Karan in the chat when he said, hey, it's going to finally show who they are. Because there's no hiding place. There's no running. There's no hiding. Either you gonna hit somebody in the mouth, or you gonna get hit in your mouth. It's just as simple. One thing this schedule does not call for is finesse type football. It does not. Hope you guys will share that, hit that like button for me if you don't mind. It causes for it. Now, um, I think that we're going to see that, but to what extent? I believe the overall thing, I believe that the Cowboys want to run it. Hey, Coach Breedlove. Coach does, you fast forward me, Coach, but since Coach Breedlove did that, y'all know I was gonna ask you that. But I asked you now since Coach Breedlove started it there. Y'all see what his prediction is as far as record goes. And I gotta admit, I've seen that before. What's y'all prediction? I know y'all done seen it. I help you with mine. Coach Marlon called me last night. We got to talking about it, and we always do this every year, barring injury, of course. What's up, Chris? I see you. Barring injury, because we know it will be, but we just want to act like Cowboys will stay healthy. And when healthy, I went down my list, and I'm just like Coach Breedlove. I can see them winning. I found a thing I do was 13-4. Mine was too. I believe that's why I'm on the tear your mouth out tour. We're gonna hit you. This is the we'll hit you in your mouth tour this year. So Robert. Yeah, I mean I don't usually do it either, Coach. I really don't even do it in the preseason. I'm a game by game guy. Kind of hard to predict the season. You know it's gonna be some injury somewhere. You know it's gonna be in key positions, and you know if it hits the wrong person, that will cause the season to go, down the tube. It's kind of hard, but if they can stay healthy, I see. I've been thinking, and we got plenty of time to break this stuff down to make up for the physicality. If we can't stop nobody, I believe the goal this season, based off the personnel, I believe the goal this season is light this scoreboard up and then make them play catch up football. And that means we're gonna take the running game out of it with the scoreboard. We've done it. We've done this before. That we jump out on people so easily. It kind of reminds you of about 2-3 years ago when we just annihilated people, jumped on them, and it took out the running game. West Philly Black. So obviously West Philly Black, I'm going to assume that you are not a Cowboy fan with your prediction, and you look like you probably are an Eagle fan. Maybe. Tommy, I see you. What's up, Tommy? Tommy got 13-4 as well. I think that's what we're going to have to do because I'm not 100% sure about the defense, especially with some of our guys that'll be injured at the beginning. And so whoever the cornerback is that's substituting for Diggs, that would be the target. My question is, who is it and can he play? If he's one of these guys that really can't cover, we're going to have a lot of shootout type games. I think this offense, if they stay healthy, Cowboys can score dang near 30 points a game. I'm predicting that. Now, that part I'm predicting. I don't think you can stop it. I think that this team is going to score minimum 24 to 26 points a game. Oh, there you go, West Philly. Well, then I understand I understand your comment earlier now. You're an Eagle fan. You're the world champions. Y'all don't like Dallas, and we don't like y'all. So that's the reason why I understand it now. It makes sense. I don't see us winning 8 or 9. You got us going 8 and 9. West Philly, 8 and 9. I don't think we're gonna lose 9 games. I just don't see that. I don't. I think the team is too good. Will be too good for that to happen. My prediction was I didn't want to do it, but I went over it. I had 13-4. That's what I had for the prediction of the Cowboys, at least on my end. So, I'm say you think they will cut Diggs? No, I don't think you're gonna cut them. Not now, because you got too many corners that are injured. You got Diggs who's injured. You got the kid that we just drafted. He's injured. Um, I just can't. I just can't see that. Not now. Jay Bryant says the exact thing. If we can stop the run, it's going to be a whole problem for everyone. Yes, because I don't think this offense can really be stopped. It's too much firepower. And if they do what I think they're going to do, and they score a lot of points and score quickly, well, maybe not quickly, but score often. Let me just say that. I can see us getting ahead, and the scoreboard will take away another team's running game. And then this pass rush we got, which I believe I was talking to Marlon last night. And I said, man, look, I can see this defense having, as a team, I can see them having 40 plus sacks as a team defense this year. I can see it. Especially if the situation dictates it, where they jumped out on people and you got a nice lead, and you put the quarterback, where he has to throw the ball nonstop and try to get back into a game or whatever, then I can see this defensive line going completely cuckoo. I can see it. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, let's go from the bottom up. I can see Sam Williams getting somewhere between 6 and 8 sacks this season. I can see Marshawn Nealon getting somewhere between 3 and 5 sacks. You do the math. That's 11 right there. I'm just giving it the bare minimum. I can see Donovan, the new rookie, I can see him getting somewhere between 7 and 9. That's over 20 right there. I can see Osa getting between 7 and 9. That's over 30. I can see Maris Leofow getting maybe 3 or 4 himself. I'm just going with the guys that are here. Like if you say Overshawn is coming back, well, if Overshawn, he's going to get a couple sacks himself. I say maybe about 3 or 4. We're still in our upper 30s now. I ain't even got the Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons going to give you double digits. That's minimum 10. So let's just say 10. I counted 38 and 10, even though I know Michael Parsons will get more than that, but if he just got 10, that's 48 sacks. This team is loaded defensively. Pass rushers everywhere. I can see this. I think teams will have a hard time with the speed of the Cowboys and passing situation, but we got to score to get them there to where we make them one-dimensional. And with this now the chances of that happening, I don't think it's going to happen often because of the quality of the teams that we're playing on this schedule. I don't see a lot of blowouts at all, for us at least. I hope I'm wrong on that. I hope we, other than maybe the Jet game, some would say the Carolina game. I don't see us blowing out Carolina at all. They're going to be at home, and they've been better. They're getting better. Bryce Young is a pretty decent quarterback in my view. They can run the ball. They got a nice little wide receiver core group now. I can see them. I can see them doing a little damage. The schedule calls for us to hit folks in their mouth. That's my question. Now, I'm gonna say this, and I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. The strength of your team, right as of now, constructed, is the offensive is the wide receiver room, and I'll throw in the tight end with that as well. So we'll just say the passing game. The passing game is the the scary part of Dallas. Can't be the running backs because number one, we ain't seen nothing because they ain't played. Um, and number two, defensive coordinators. I can tell you right now, won't be spending a lot of time and giving a whole lot of extra attention to Javonte Williams and Lemke, Deuce. That don't scare defensive coordinators. So it's not the running game at all. But what defensive coordinators will have a problem with is this passing attack. And so, I'll be repetitive, for the next few months because the schedule is calling for physicality. But if you're not good really moving the ball except through passing, then you're going to have to change your slight philosophy. I believe the Cowboys want to run it when they want to run it and be effective. I don't think they really, they want to be balanced, but you can't deny what you are. And when you bring a Pickens into the fold and you got another number one outside like Lamb, you're supposed to pass the ball. You are. I ain't even threw in Ferguson in the middle, who I think is going to have his best year this year just because of the presence of Pickens there and Lamb on the field together. I mean, you gonna let somebody got to be one-on-one. It will be the tight end. Dak loves throwing the tight ends, and Jake is a good one. I would not be surprised at all if that is the case. I could see that happening. So you gotta look at this thing, and when you look at the teams, my takeaway is now I could get into the games and the days that they're playing and how they're going up and down, and Thursday night this way, and then Sunday right here, and then of course the holidays, all of that coming into play. I could highlight that part. But once you finish talking about it, the bottom line is what I said before. You got to hit these guys in the mouth. This is the hit you in the mouth tour this season. You got to hit these folks in the mouth. I'm serious. This is what the schedule is calling for. Any sign of weakness, any sign of being finesse, we ain't gonna make it. West Philly says the Cowboys will get blown out in Philly first game of the year. I doubt that. Then he says Pickens is another Antonio Brown head case. You guys just picked it up. West Philly, what has he done outside of football that makes you say that he's a head case? Because see, if you're comparing George Pickens, if you are comparing him to Antonio Brown, there is no comparison because he don't act like Antonio Brown. He doesn't. Not even close. Not even in the same ballpark. You haven't heard anything about Pickens outside of a football field. You have never heard it. You never heard it. So I'm trying to figure out how he get labeled a head case or he's crazy. If you're talking about him getting a few penalties, outside of a play, okay, I can work with you on that. But you got to keep in mind, West Philly, there's something about a guy being on the last year of a contract that even though they're bad, they all of a sudden get real good as far as behavior goes. because this really is their last real chance to get a big payday. So I think Pickens knows where he is in his career. He knows he's on a 1-year deal. He knows that he's not going to get a contract until the offseason. There's no way that he going to mess this up. He wants to get paid. And he's on the biggest stage in the world as far as football goes. That his games will be highlighted every week. What he does, it will be dissected every week. The parts that he does not do well, that will be highlighted every week as well. Other than other than him pulling a face mask like he did Jordan Lewis, what has he done to say that he's a head case? What has he done? I mean, I know Tomlin got tired of him and all that, and there's some things obviously that may have happened that we don't know about, but he ain't been in no type of trouble. He ain't crazy like Antonio Brown, walking off the field, pulling his, jersey out, running around. As far as him, poking his lip out because he ain't got the ball, I would actually say, okay, what diva receiver has not played like that? Cause he mad because he can't get the ball. Shoot, 75% of the wideouts in the league do the same thing. That's the truth. But it's because it's him, then his stuff will get blown out of proportion more than the average guy would. That's just the truth. So I don't know how you came to that conclusion, saying he's a head case. I don't have no proof of that. The only thing I know is when Philadelphia was asked about him, they gave him raving reviews. Good kid. He just, he's a wide receiver who wants the football. Nobody didn't say nothing about A.J. Brown reading the book over there last year. And if your only comeback is, well, look, they won the world championship, so he can do all that. No, before he won the Super Bowl, everybody, the camera was on him. He was watching, reading the book because he was frustrated with Jalen Hurts not getting him the football. So he put on the show. Hey, Pablo. Pablo says, do the Cowboys get past the first round in the playoffs? I don't know. But I will say this, Pablo. I expect the Cowboys to be in the dance. I will say that. So we have to really, I'll get on another day and talk about these crazy days though that the draft. I mean that this schedule is a big deal. I mean, what it's producing. That's a lot of. One thing about football players, they like routines. Cowboys don't have time for routine. They playing on Thursday, then they playing on Thursday, they playing on Monday nights, they playing on Sunday nights, they're playing on Sunday afternoons, they're playing at 3 o'clock, they're playing at 12 o'clock. And if you look at the times, you'll start to see in the days that they have, it's kind of crazy. Now, the good side about it is that they have a lot of little holes in there where they can get more than, a bye week. The Thursday Thanksgiving game, there's going to be a 10-day layoff. I've seen the one, what's that? I think it's the Raider game after the bye. They're playing on what day is that? Get that real quick. Okay, like they're playing the Raiders on a Monday night game. So imagine this. Once we play the Arizona Cardinals in week 9, we have a bye week, week 10, and then you play the Raiders on week 11, but that's a Monday night game. So you're getting the bye week plus another, what's that, another three days or so? Oh, that's super. At the right time. So I don't think this is. I heard somebody say this morning that this is the first time in history that a team will be playing on 4 Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. One or two. Two. Yeah, three. I think 3 Thursdays. No one in the history of the league has ever done that. It's not an excuse or nothing. We just got to play ball. Hell, man. We just got to play ball. And see, when it comes to Pickens, y'all, let me say this. Sometimes the numbers will be the numbers. I'm getting ready to leave y'all because I got to get out of here and carry my son to the game. I'll close with this. The acquisition of Pickens is more than him having 60 to 70 catches for over 1,000 yards or whatever touchdowns he had. It's bigger than that. It's for the first time in a long time, you're going to have to play Dallas a different way. Whatever your game plans were, coaches ain't just start game planning now. I mean, at the game or the week of the game. No, they watching film now. And whatever you had plans on for playing Dallas, or you thought we got Dallas figured out, just double up CD. Hey, Auntie Evelyn, I see you. My auntie's on here. Hey, Auntie Evelyn. The way that you just say, hey, we're going to double up CD and we just going to stop the run. You can't do that no more. His presence changes the way that defensive coordinators have to play the Cowboys. That's most important. If you used to playing Dallas with a single high safety, you will not do that this year. No way. There will be a two-shell high safety look. You would not play single high against the Cowboys this year. It's not gonna happen. Lamb and Pickens will kill you. Another thing, if you running a two-shell high, what that means is that you ain't loading the box in the running game. It truly is a 7-on-7. Our running backs, can they get through holes just from straight up blocking? I think they can. But the reason why you just gonna have a two-shell look is because Pickens is there. You ain't scared of Mingo. You're not scared of Tolbert. You're not scared of that. You're scared of Pickens. Oh, it's no doubt about it. So it's more that it's just his presence alone will change everything for the Cowboys. Just his presence, him being out there, whether he getting the ball or not, his presence alone changes the way that defensive coordinators now look at the Cowboys. See, getting Tyler Booker was great, but Tyler Booker can't produce this type of respect. A good wide receiver coming in can, though. And that's what we have. A bona fide destroyer. Pickens. So it's bigger than just, at the end of the day, he had 5 catches for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. It's bigger than that. It's him lining up out there. And it's just so many things. Like, what if CD and Pickens line up on the same side? Can you imagine the stress that alone, like CD in the slot, Pickens outside. They line up on the left side offense or right side, whichever way you want to go with it. Or what if you run a 4 wide receiver set and you put Pickens and Lamb on one side, and then you got whoever the other wide receivers are on the other side? That's going to be one-on-one over there. If it's Tolbert, Mingo, whatever the case may be. The stress that Pickens now brings, you see what stress that CeeDee Lamb does by himself. But you put both of them in there, oh my God. Defensive coordinators got to have a nightmare to figure this team out. If you don't have put the safety down in the box, now you can run the ball. And Lord have mercy. If you get a running back that's giving you 4.5 yards of carry, guess what? You're going to hold on the ball a whole lot. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's the presence of Pickens. More than his production, it's just the presence of him, which is going to cause major league problems. It ain't no doubt. There's no doubt. That's what's powerful about George Pickens. That's the kind of person you need to have. Trust me, defensive coordinators are already trying to figure out how we want to attack them. Because you got to pick your poison now. You can't. You just can't. You see what I'm saying? You just can't just say, "Hey, we're gonna line." No, you have to pick your poison when you're playing the Cowboys now. Do you want Jake Ferguson to kill you? This is the reason why I'm saying Jake Ferguson, if he can stay healthy, of course, will have his greatest season because of the presence of Pickens on one side and the presence of CD on the other side. The middle gonna be wide open. 1-on-1, it's gonna be wide open with Jake Ferguson now. Yeah. West Philly, I see you waving your flag. You the world champion. I got it. No, ain't nobody stopped it yet. The tush push and all that. I understand. Y'all the champion. You won't hear nothing bad me saying nothing about it. I'm not saying nothing bad about your thing. I don't like y'all, but I'm not gonna say nothing bad. Y'all the world champions. I ain't got no. Hey, y'all the best. Y'all are the best. My brother Lou's taking here. So keep that in mind, y'all. It's more than production with Pickens. You know, as we get ready for the draft, whatever, I'm gonna say it again, whatever your game plan was in playing the Cowboys, it is now. You might as well ball that piece of paper up and just throw it in the garbage can. Because the presence of Pickens on the field, well, of course, the production means everything too, but just his presence on the field changes everything about how a defensive coordinator will play the Cowboys. If y'all don't see that, it's crazy. You will not double CD and leave Pickens 1-on-1. You're just not gonna do that. That's not smart. It's not smart. His presence alone will keep two safeties over the top. You're not gonna be sneaking in. You will not have an 8-man box. It'll be rare to see an 8-man box about the Dallas Cowboys when you're playing the Cowboys now. The reason why is because of Pickens' presence being on the field. That's what's so powerful about him. He's going to be responsible for a lot of teams playing straight up. And we got to kill him running the ball then. We got to kill him. Yeah. Of course, Kid Cowboy, I know you just trying to find a hole and anything positive about the Cowboys, but trust me, defensive coordinators. What's up, E-Kush? I know but you factual. They haven't played together, but trust me, nobody's going straight up playing CD and Pickens 1-on-1. It's not going to happen. That's not smart football. That's not going to happen. You're not going to be single high safety against the Cowboys this year. Okay. It's just common sense. So I believe you guys, we'll talk about this more on Saturday. When I come on, you say you heard, I don't know where you hear that from. I ain't heard that, West Philly. I know you're a Philly fan and you just trying to do it, but I ain't heard that. I don't know if Milton is gonna beat out Will Greer. Hey, Michelle. I mean, you got to beat out Will Greer first. I mean, what kind of pressure is he's gonna put on Prescott? Dak Prescott is the starter. There ain't even no doubt about that. So what kind of pressure is that? Getting paid $60 million. He ain't gonna get on the bench. He's not. Only way he's gonna hit the bench unless he gets hurt, which of course is what we've seen lately. Let him beat out Will Grier first. That's that same mess everybody was saying about Trey Lance. He's gonna put pressure. Trey Lance can even beat out Cooper Rush. So let's, who cares? If Milton beats out Will Grier, perfect. But he ain't beating out Dak Prescott. The Cowboys are married to Dak Prescott. There's no doubt about that. So I don't even really have to spend no time on that. Dak Prescott is not going to sit down. He's not going to get benched. Jerry Jones will not let a man making $60 million sit on the bench. Anybody. Let's be very clear about that. So I don't even want to talk about that. Hey Jay, appreciate you, man. Put it this way. I'll give you an example. The Los Angeles Rams have Puka, Nakua, and Devontae Adams as their 1-2 punch. You ain't seen it yet, but are you gonna respect that? I mean, come on. You ain't seen it. They ain't never played together yet, and they got Matthew Stafford as the quarterback. You haven't seen it, but are you gonna double up? Are you gonna double up one of them and leave Puka one-on-one? You gonna double up and leave Devontae Adams one-on-one? Really? You ain't seen it because they ain't played together. But if you're a defensive coordinator, you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to make a decision. Quack, that's because they're haters of Dak. I can answer that real quick. They never wanted him to be starting quarterback. They've been hating on him since Romo got hurt and he took over and then relinquished the job back. That's another whole podcast by itself. Hey, Just Blaze, now that's the facts. Those are the facts. He's 33-8. It is what it is, man. I ain't worried about that. Dak Prescott gonna do what Dak Prescott does. I'm just talking about the presence of Pickens and what that does, the stress that it puts on the defense. Because you cannot play the Cowboys the same way. Double up CD, stack up to make sure nobody gets running the ball and all that kind of, stuff. You can't do all this now. And it is because of the presence of Mr. Pickens being on the team. He changes everything. He changes everything. At least the way we line up, the way that I think teams are going to have to play against, he changes that. Now, does that equal production? Does that equal, Super Bowl? Does that equal some pass or one and done in the playoff? I don't know. All I know is it changes the way that the way we play. Jay, what do you think the Cowboys' next move will going to be? I don't know. I know what I would like it to be. I would love to have another one tech on the defensive line. I would love to have that. I would love them to sign Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore again. I would love that. If somebody say we need another running back, you can always upgrade the position, but with what? Would I take Nick Chubb? Yeah, I would. That would help the running game tremendously. He's not a number. I wouldn't make him a number one back, but I would make him a heavy contributor. He'll be part of a committee. I think that would be good, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it is what it is. All right, I got to go. My son has a game at 7 o'clock, so I got 56 minutes. It's going to take me about 30 minutes to get where I need to be. And got to get there. Listen, I will definitely continue this conversation because I really ain't go game by game. I just kind of gave an overview over it. As for the last minute, listen, I love the schedule. The only thing that I don't like about it is the different days, and I mean, just it's like a roller coaster. But what I do like about it most of all is that this schedule forces the Cowboys to play what they've been preaching, and that is highly physical, and they're gonna have to be aggressive, and they're gonna have to play with some real intensity. The schedule calls for it. Finesse will not get it done this year. You're gonna have to be physical. And once you go down and look at the teams that we're playing, just within those first 4 weeks alone, Philly, the Giants, Chicago, and then Green Bay. Just those first 4, that's coming out the gate. We got to start fast, and we got to hit people in their mouth. It's just that simple. This is the knock your mouth out tour coming up. First stop is Philly. This is the knock you in your mouth tour coming up. That's what I'm naming it. The knock you in your mouth tour. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's pure physical. You got to do it. All right. See you later, Auntie Evelyn. Thank you. I agree. We don't need them, but if you add them to the mix, JD, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. I like the running back room right now. Me personally. You just got to see how well they do. And I think they will be running a whole lot in a 7-man box, and I think they're going to be able to do just fine. I have no doubt. Because of what they got on the outside. Pickens is going to stretch the defense just by lining up in a certain place. CD does it. Yeah. So that's really all I got for now. We'll talk about this a little bit more. I hope you guys come hang with me. Yeah, appreciate you, Coach. I'm out too. Hope that you guys will hang with me on Saturday. Don't quote me on the time. Probably somewhere around 4:00. Hopefully. My son, I think, has a tournament, so that may not happen. If he does, I'll be coming on early. The best thing that you can do is turn on those notifications, live notifications when I come on. That way, of course, it'll be on your phone, and we'll do it then. All right, man, listen, I appreciate y'all. I'm out of here, man. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.